Alright, imagine this. You're chatting with a friend about planning a beach vacation. Maybe you mention it in a text. Or maybe you just search for best beaches near me. 5 minutes later? Your feed is full of ads for swimsuits, sunscreen, flight deals, and secret island getaways. Creepy, right? But here's the thing, it's not magic. And no, your phone probably isn't listening to you, because it doesn't have to. You already gave it everything it needs to know. We live in a world where data is currency, and every click, swipe, search, or pause is a piece of you being packaged, analyzed, and sold. Privacy isn't just under threat. In many ways, it's already gone. Let's talk about why, and what that means for all of us. Buckle up. We're diving into the hidden machinery behind modern life. The trade we never really agreed to. Every time you use a free app, a social media platform, or even just browse a website, you're making a trade. Access for information. Convenience for data. But here's the catch. Most of us don't understand what we're really giving up. The permissions? Buried in legal jargon no one reads. The tracking? Hidden in pixels, cookies, and APIs. The result? A vast, invisible ecosystem where your behavior, preferences, and identity are quietly turned into profit. You're not the customer. You're the product. And the more data companies can collect, the more precise their predictions become, and the more valuable you are to advertisers, governments, and even political campaigns. Surveillance capitalism, the business model of the Internet. Coined by scholar Shoshana Zuboff, surveillance capitalism is the idea that companies make money not just by showing you ads, but by predicting and shaping your behavior. They don't just want to know what you did. They want to know what you will do next, and how to influence that decision. Here's how it works. Every time you scroll, pause, like, comment, or tap, you feed the algorithm. That data is analyzed to build a model of you, your personality, preferences, fears, even political leanings. Advertisers pay to target your model with content specifically designed to grab your attention, or change your mind. The result? You live inside a feedback loop that's tailored, addictive, and almost impossible to opt out of. And the better it gets at predicting you, the harder it gets to surprise yourself. Your devices are always watching. Let's break down what's being tracked. Location data from your phone. Browsing history from your web activity. Purchases from your credit cards or apps. Facial recognition from your photos or doorbell cameras. Voice data from assistants like Siri or Alexa. Biometrics from smartwatches and fitness trackers. Social connections through your followers, messages, and tags. Alone, each data point feels harmless. Together, they form a nearly complete map of who you are. And it's not just tech companies. That data is often shared, or sold, to third parties, insurance companies, data brokers, hedge funds, and yes, even governments. You might not know their names. But they know everything about you. I have nothing to hide is a trap. Some people say, well, I don't do anything wrong. I don't care if I'm being tracked. But here's the problem. Privacy isn't about hiding. It's about control. Even if you trust a platform today, do you trust every future owner, employee, or hacker? Even if you don't mind being watched now, how do you know how that data will be used later? History shows that surveillance rarely stays in its lane. Activists targeted for their beliefs. Minorities profiled for their behavior. Journalists tracked for doing their jobs. Once your data is out there, you can't pull it back. And you don't need to break the law to have your life affected. You just need to fit the wrong profile. The psychological cost of being watched. Even if surveillance doesn't lead to direct harm, it still changes how we behave. Studies show that when people know they're being watched, they become more anxious, cautious, conforming. You might not post that controversial opinion. You might avoid researching sensitive topics. You might self-censor without even realizing it. That's not freedom. That's chilling effect. And when entire societies operate under this invisible pressure, we lose not just privacy, but creativity, expression, and dissent. From convenience to control. Let's be clear, surveillance isn't always sinister. Data helps apps give you directions, personalize music, or remind you of birthdays. But there's a fine line between helpful and manipulative. It starts with, let us track your steps to improve your health. Then, we'll share your steps with your insurance company. Then, your premium just went up because you didn't walk enough last month. What starts as convenience can easily become control, especially when data is used to judge, punish, or predict your future. The more power these systems have over your life credit scores, job applications, medical care, the more dangerous data becomes. Real-world examples. Cambridge Analytica used Facebook data from millions without consent to influence elections and political campaigns around the world. TikTok and location tracking. Revealed to have tracked journalists' locations, raising questions about surveillance and media suppression. Ring doorbell and law enforcement. Shared user footage with police without warrants, sparking concerns about citizen surveillance networks. China's social credit system assigns citizens scores based on behavior, impacting travel, jobs, and education. While not all countries go that far, the infrastructure for similar control already exists, in pockets, around the world. Can privacy be saved? The good news? People are waking up. Final thoughts. We live in an age where surveillance is so normalized, we hardly notice it. We trade privacy for convenience, bit by bit, until there's nothing left to give. But here's the truth. When every action is tracked, every thought predicted, and every moment commodified, something essential is lost. Not just freedom, but the space to grow, explore, and define ourselves. The question isn't whether you have something to hide. It's whether you have room to be fully human in a system that wants to turn you into data. The future of privacy isn't just about settings and policies. It's about power, and who has it. And if we don't fight to reclaim it, we may wake up one day to realize it's already gone. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a deep dive into how technology is shaping our world. Tell me in the comments, what's the creepiest way you've seen your data used, or misused? Stay aware. Stay private. And I'll see you in the next one.